Everybody, let's have a big round of applause for this event of Maharashtra TPO Association.
So, we are having our third panel discussion on how to enhance skills of students using effective industry-institute interaction. And for this, so without wasting much time, let us start the discussion on the most important topic which we are discussing since morning, to bridge the gap between academia and industry, and how we people can come together, collaborate with each other in order to enhance the skills of our students. So I would like to have opening remarks, maybe in the form of 1 or 2 sentences from all the panel members. Please.
Enhance karna hai. So I have a lot of experience for the campuses, the J.Y. Patil College, then Pandharpur, then Nashik, out of Maharashtra. So lot of student campuses for the giving me opportunity for my company and TPOs also. तो जो भी स्टूडेंट इंटरेक्शन होता है जब कैंपस के लिए जाते हैं, तो वो अननोन रहते हैं कि उनको कंपनी में जाके काम करना है। तो उसके लिए जो भी गाइडेंस है कंपनी की तरफ से, या जो भी वर्क है, नेचर ऑफ वर्क, जो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री है, जैसा डिस्कशन चल रहा था कि कोर इंडस्ट्री के रिगार्डिंग, तो कुछ लोग हैं आईटी में इंटरेस्टेड है और कुछ लोग हैं कोर इंडस्ट्री में इंटरेस्टेड है। तो कोर में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टेड क्यों है कि उनको नॉलेज या जो भी इंजीनियरिंग पार्ट है, तो उस हिसाब से उनको नॉलेज लेने का इंटरेस्ट रहता है। और जो भी उनको चैलेंजेस आते हैं टीपीओ के, तो जो कोर में ज़्यादा लोग इंटरेस्टेड नहीं रहते हैं और ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री में भी इंटरेस्टेड नहीं रहते हैं। तो उसके लिए जो भी स्टूडेंट है उनको काउंसलिंग करना जरूरी है, और उनका जो नॉलेज जो रिगार्डिंग इंडस्ट्री क्या है, इंडस्ट्री का नॉलेज उनको देना जरूरी है। 5 years का नॉलेज देना जरूरी है, ताकि उनको आगे जाके वो काम आ सके। तो अभी क्या है, जो भी अपना सिलेबस है ओनली टेक्निकल सिलेबस रहता है, और जो टीपीओ को जो चैलेंजेस रहते हैं, तो जैसा इंटरेक्शन एचआर और टीपीओ वो होना जरूरी है। और टीपीओ जो भी है टीपीओस, तो उन्होंने इंडस्ट्री विजिट करना बहुत जरूरी है। और हमने लास्ट टाइम बहुत सारे हमको बैरियर्स आते थे, लोग दिखते नहीं थे, एप्रेशन रेशियो कम था, 100 लोग लिए तो उसमें से 20 के लोग काम करते थे कंपनी में। तो क्यों करते, उसका हमने एनालिसिस किया। जो भी टीपीओ फॉर एग्जांपल सुदर्शन सर है, संतोष सर है, आरआईटी के अपने अमय सर है, तो हम तीनों ने मिलकर उसके ऊपर स्टडी करके उसके ऊपर भी प्रेजेंटेशन बनाया था। जो भी एक्चुअल जो वर्क रहता है कंपनी में, जो स्टूडेंट है जब कैंपस अरेंज करते हैं, तब उनको हाईलाइट करते कि आपको काम करना है। तो दीज आर द मेंटेलिटी, तो उनका जो मेंटेलिटी है वो और साइकोलॉजिकल वो रेडी रहते थे कि हमको जाके ऐसा काम करना है। तो ये जो भी चीज़ है तो प्रैक्टिकली उनको बताना चाहिए। और सैलरी पार्ट आता है, तो सैलरी का भी जो भी स्ट्रक्चर है एक्चुअल इन हैंड आता है, तो उनको वो भी बताना बहुत जरूरी है, ताकि वो जॉब चेंज नहीं कर सकते। तो थैंक यू।
Hi, good evening to all. I'm Abhay. First of all, thank you very much for inviting in this panel discussion. In my view, we all have witnessed the era of rapid changes. Technology has changed and everything has changed. Now, students must adapt to the changing environment. This is a very high time that the industry must open their doors for the students. And the expertise from the industry must push to the colleges to make colleges aware and understand of the technological changes and the changes that are coming in the industry, so that this gap will be bridged and interaction will be built. Thank you.
Okay, good evening everyone. As a part of introduction, my name is Urvesh and I lead the campus hiring efforts for MasterCard India. I've been recruiting for almost about 12 years now. And I don't think so, there is any skill gap left now, because, the kind of, environment that we are in, It's the other way around. We are not selecting the students, but the students are selecting us now. Yeah, so whenever we are going to the colleges, I mean, like, students are having multiple offers, and I'm pretty sure, whatever companies are recruiting them, definitely they have those kind of skills, the relevant skills. That is the reason they are grabbing the offers from the industry. So definitely, first thing first is what I wish to suggest is, let's stop calling the TPO because I believe you guys are the career services officers of the organization. Training and placement officers are like the history now, and let's give it a new term, that is career services officers, because you are the one who build the careers of different students at different stage of time. So that's it as of now.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. So I'm Sushant. I lead the talent acquisition and campus hiring for Tata Technologies. As Purvi's already said, it's all about the TPOs, how you guys are performing being career counselors. So first of all, give a big round of applause for the Maha Association who has organized this event. Talking about the topic which we are here to discuss about, the skill gap, or probably how the industry and the academia could work around to a solution where we feel there's a more feasible solution to what can be addressed, what exactly industry is looking out for, and how they find that the students would be missing that. Of course, I agree on some part that of course there are students, even the Gen Z especially, okay, they are very talented, and people, when I go to colleges to talk to them, because every week you would see me, I'm traveling almost, so when we talk to them, we never feel that we are learning more from them, okay. They're very, like, people, now they know what they exactly need to do. It's all about the platform, how we provide them, and how they can use that platform to reach the other side of the table, okay. So that's something really important. We'll talk more about these in detail when we go around. So we, in fact, as an organization, I'll tell, we are working with a lot of universities and colleges in terms of developing certain COEs and working on certain MOUs in terms of bridging that gap, because as an industry, I heard somebody talking from Alpha Level and Kale as well. Even the pain is this side also. If you feel, and Purvis would agree, or even Anupam would agree to my view, even what the talent, what we exactly are looking at, it's not that we are getting that talent rightly available, okay? And in fact, every industry would be very happy to get ready engineers or trained engineers who are ready to work from day one, okay? That's something, the pain we are currently working on, and we'll try to resolve that going ahead. Okay, thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Raghu Prasad, I am from Parametrics. Thank you, Suhailji, for the invite. Since morning, I have been listening about the gap which I have been personally facing for last 10 to 2 years on skill gap as far as recruitment. I clearly remember the days in 1998-99 in one of the company where I was working. It was a small company. We started interviews in the morning, less than 30 candidates turned up, and we recruited 12 straight away, and we were happy. And if I give you today's figure for my company, for example, 2020's figure, if I give you 6,000 to 7,000 candidates give our entrance test, aptitude test. Out of that, barely 100 are qualified for the programming section. I am from the IT industry, and I see that kind of problem is coming up, and many panelists have discussed about the skill gap. The core problem I see is not about people not knowing AI or Salesforce or AWS, etc. The core problem today we are facing is the basics, whether it is mechanical engineering or electronics or communication, whatever it is, what we find is that either the basics are not taught properly in the institutes, especially the private institutes, what I see, or students are not interested in, they are not in the course with their heart. Just now we heard about something that salary is low in mechanical industry, right? But that's not the truth. Fresher salary is low in the mechanical industry. If you show your worth, you are treated like gold. In IT industry, it is a tragedy of IT industry that the hype of IT industry is such that you just leave the college and you are going to get lakhs of rupees as a CTC from the first year itself. But before that, are we ourselves capable of getting that value? Today I am recruiting people, I am going into quite unconventional ways to fill the gap which my project manager is asking for the skills and I am not able to fulfill. The unconventional way is such that we have started even training students so that they can clear our first level recruitment exam. That is the scene today. So why we have reached here? The point is, for every field, whatever field students are taking up, first thing is their heart should be in that field. It should not be that someone has told you that this field is rewarding and you will be successful. It will never be like that. You may get very high salary in the beginning, but when the first wave of retrenchment happens, when the economy goes down, you would be the first to get fired. The point is, if you have skills, you can survive. If you don't have skill, if you don't love your subjects, whichever field you choose, you are not going to be successful. So as far as industry interaction is there, the skill gap we have to fill, there are certain things I would like to suggest that TPO's job itself is a very thankless job. Last 12 years I have been interacting with Maharashtra and all over India TPOs, and they are getting hit by the industry saying that you are not serving good candidates. They are hit from the management saying that why our students are not being placed. So this is a situation where TPOs cannot do anything. Before TPO, from the first year itself, it should be the teachers. Who are the teachers who are training these people? Are those teachers actually trained enough to give that knowledge? I think industry today we are suffering because whatever we need we are not getting because we have not created trainers. I myself don't go out to the village and teach. But today technology has brought us into a situation where using technology, anyone sitting in Mumbai can give training to the colleges in the villages of Sangli and Amaravati. So that we can exploit. We can train from the industry, we can support them from the beginning itself. At the end of the 4th year, the case is already gone. You will be doing whatever we are doing. We are first training for 3 months and then we are conducting the recruitment exam. So I think that the engagement with the students and TPOs should be from at least from the 2nd year onwards, and gradually you tell what are the things required. If required, you give remote training. All those things you can do, and that is the only way I can see. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Thank you MaTPO and Abhay sir for having me here. So myself, Anupam Bhandarkar. I lead the West and North region for Ernst & Young Engineering Hiring, and probably I'm the youngest one here on this dais. Really privileged to be. And I'll tell you very honestly, I completed my engineering in 5 years. I'm proud of it. And the very reason I got into this industry is I couldn't secure a placement. And I was very curious how this entire gamut of engineering placements, corporate career, how does things work? And I was curious, and that's how I got into it. Now coming to the most important part, the topic we are discussing. I think today, the Gen Z we are dealing with right now, we are from the Gen X, where syllabus was our gateway for knowledge. Okay, we didn't have internet exposure back in 8-10 years ago, right? Teachers, syllabus was our main gateway for knowledge, and for industry interaction, industrial visit once a year, and if any guest lecture at campus, that was the only exposure we had of the outer world, what is going on in corporate. But today, the real teacher for everyone is internet. Okay, so knowledge is not a constraint for any candidate right now. I personally believe for these, for this entire batch of students who are studying and are appearing for placements, three things are crucial. Not the knowledge, only three: direction, mindset, and flexibility. A mechanical engineer is looking at fancy packages from IT companies and trying to pursue or run behind that. But his skill sets or his knowledge are in some other way, which he is not aware of, or either because of salary he is not more encouraged to go in that direction. That's the very first problem. And about industry-institute interaction, yes, today there are lots and lots of avenues available for all of these students. So knowledge, as I said, is not a constraint. Giving the right direction is the most important part for all these candidates, because yes, day in, day out, not just the conventional industries like us, but startups has also disrupted the hiring, placement, and the entire chain of engineering to corporate. So that's why they have some different approach. I would dare to say some fancy salary packages as well, which are very attractive to them. But as sir rightly mentioned, that salary is not the end goal. At least when you're starting your career, like we started seeing good salary at a very upcoming later stage of our, after 2, 3, 4 years of spending time in the industry. So patience, as I said, flexibility, patience, mindset, all these things are important. And the teachers who are imparting syllabus education, yes, they are equally important for exams and other ancillary academic activities. But the real crucial role is absolutely coming in from the placement officers, because everyone will agree, whenever we interact with any unplaced candidate, first question you ask him, were you in touch with your placement officer? Who is your placement officer? 50% don't know. So they are not in that mindset at all. We want fancy package, we want good career, but how to reach? Who is the guiding person who is available in your campus? But they are not reaching out. So that way we have to, enhance on their mindset as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Jai Maharashtra and Maharashtra MaTPO. Thank you very much for getting me here. Yes, I have a vast experience of working in the eastern part and southern and northern part of India in training and placement domain. Only western part is left out. Probably somebody is looking for me here. Okay. Thanks for this opportunity. The burning question is industry-institute engagement.
Yeah.
I am living with this from past 22 years in training and placement. Before that, 8 more years in informal training sector. It's a $1 billion question or $1 million question, and we are sure if we answer this year, any one of us are going to get that million or $1 billion. We will not get it, but let's try to approach that. It is a very difficult question to answer, a good riddle to solve. What I found in my life is the activities are the things which will lead you to a particular path and for some direction. So when I looked at it, broadly I could say that the activities that you can do with an industry to the courses like engineering and technology, because they are applied courses and you have industry present there, is that the broadly you can call it student development programs, faculty development programs, management development programs, and curriculum development programs. You talk of members from board of studies by industry, anything you talk of, immersions, this way, that way, both the sides, faculty immersion, student immersion, all this. But it's very good to talk like that. But what is that you can do in your own institution? There is a bandwidth of each institution has. You have a dean, you have a director, you have a vice chancellor, you have a budget, you have a number of students who come with a lot of aspirations. And the type of institution where I am working now, SRM, there are 4 universities, 10 campuses across this country. Students from diverse backgrounds and diverse ideas coming to me. And if they or each one of them fires a question, my seat is not there tomorrow. So you can't answer all these questions. So what is that best you can do? Is basically look at your own bandwidth, look at the corporates that are approaching you, what is their bandwidth in delivering your, that synergy to work out. So work out 2-3 activities in each of these areas, see how many years of course you have, and integrate each year with 1 or 2 activities of each of these domains, and the technologies that you can reach out to into the industry. So that way you can increase the reach from the industry to the students. And the biggest question today, as somebody was rightly pointing it out, you can do any activity. But what is the outcome of that? Let's look at even the current situation which I am in today. With the COVID last 2 years, bumper season going on, multiple offers, we have templates to deliver that aspirational value of the students as well, try to keep the industry also happy with the thing. We were not able to normalize it because the guys who give interest, willingness to attend a campus recruitment doesn't turn up for the PPT. The guys pre-placement of the guys who give written test doesn't turn out to be technical interview. Because there are, in my case I am saying there are 8 processes running simultaneously in one day. So what I was saying, he has their own perception, the peer learning is very high. So you need to reach out to the students. Each and every time what I found is, my students are actually the value for me, and maybe the corporate values me in a later period of time. But go with the students, keep all your eyes and ears open to the students. Though you do a thankless job, at the end of the day, wherever I go, in any airport, when I get on, I see 1 or 2 alumni, they definitely recognize they come and talk. Because once they go out the other side of the road, they will definitely know who you are, what you are, and what you did to their career. I'm sure that way you can add up things, you can do things better. That's the simple, small formula which I worked on, and today I'm sitting in this chair here. That's where I come from, and that's where I say to all of you, put in your energy in that direction. List out the activities that you can deliver to all these students in different years. You can do better, and you can connect well with the industry also in that sense. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much for giving the opportunity to MaTPO, first of all. And to introduce myself is Shri, and I have been working wonderful since last 3 years now. And it is basically industry 4.0 domain that we have been working with. And to address your question to the answer, basically there is no gap to agree with it basically, because with COVID, the gap has been decreased. The gap has been decreased now, very well, because now these people are coming to us, they are giving their CVs and they are coming to our campuses easily. Even we are not required to give any suggestions or any webinars are not required. They do understand the website, they do just check with their friends, or they connect us on LinkedIn nowadays. So it's a huge connect because of this COVID has happened. Virtually people are able to connect. So there's a huge gap has been decreased a lot. Only the problem is the understanding. The TPOs are able to build that bridge and all. Even the industry is able to build the bridge. But the problem is in the understanding that what exactly the industry is expecting from the candidate and what candidate is expecting from the industry. That understanding we need to understand. So according to each and every domain, we need to understand what kind of industry it is and what kind of people we are seeking for. Then it is easy to crack with each and every question. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you MaTPO for having me here on the panel discussion. Myself, Ajay Katkar, I have worked in industry, I have worked in USA, I have passed out from NIT Nagpur. Now, when I am looking at the industry, what I see that industry wants available resource from day one. That is the clear-cut expectation from the industry. Now, we as in TPOs, all the academicians, I think we must accept and surrender to this. The time has come, and then we should build a culture of skill as well as outcome-based, engagement, at the academia. That is very much required. Second thing, what I have seen is application of the engineering. Now, when I am talking about application, whether it is core IT software or core branch engineering, both, application of the software from the academia, when the faculty is delivering their initial lectures, they should inculcate it and explain and give it to the students that why I am teaching this subject. What is the application of this particular subject in the industry? So whether it's core mechanical, core civil. So that should be their primary goal, because we are taking the students in the engineering colleges, I come from engineering college, and we tell them that you will get placement in core, IT software, everything, but the academy is not with the, the TPO. The academy is looking at east, TPO is looking at west, every day that is the story. So that application of engineering is majorly missing, and that should be aggressively taken up by the academia. And of course, having heard all of you, I will again say that the time has come for the academia, instead of demanding, and looking at the industry, surrender, accept, and start looking within, and then start delivering what is expected by the industry. Thank you.
We also have Professor Uma Maheshwar, Placement Officer from Osmania University. I would like to invite her on the panel. So, and also would like to request you to please throw some light on the topic.
Yeah, good evening to all of you. It's a surprise for me because I was supposed to be going to other panel of discussion. This is Professor Uma Maheshwar. I am from Hyderabad, Osmania University. I was into placements almost past 20 years plus. I worked in industry before coming to academics. Presently, I am the in charge for the entire placement of the entire Osmania University. So my role as a placement officer in the college has been a very tough job. The reason being, my weakness was as alumni of the college. My weakness, as I say, because as alumni of the college, we always expect to do a lot and lot for the college. And I was spending more time. As you all know, we are all doing that job. 24/7, 365 days, we are on the job for the placement activity. Whenever you get a call from a placement officer or you get a call from a student, you are available. And placement officer is a brand ambassador. He is the brand manager of the college. He is the only connect between the college and the entire industry fraternity. So he has a big role to play in the industry is to be connected. Say for example, if the industry wants to come for a collaborative research work with the faculty, he has to take initiative. Not only just placements. Placement officer has a bigger role to play, not just placements, but when the industry wants to come to the laboratories of the college, want to do some research in collaboration with the faculty, we must take initiative and have a meeting with the faculty, relevant faculty, and have a meeting with them. See that we have an MOU with the industry. Not only writing MOU, we also ensure that it's executed properly for a period of time. Number one. Number two, apart from placements, we encourage faculty to go to industry, understand the practices that they have. Because I see almost 70% of faculty who have come to the college, they have come without any industry experience. That's actually the biggest lacuna in our Indian system. If you go to Germany, you cannot become a teacher if you don't have industry experience for at least 5 years. That's the rule there. But here in India, just pass out from the college, you will get a job as a faculty in a college. So me being an industry person who worked in industry, I know what are the industry requirements, and that's why I think that's one of the factors which made me more successful at the college. So when I entered the college, we had only 100 placements. Over a period of 5 years, it has jumped up to 720 placements. So it has put industry institute interaction. I would like to summarize in a very simple manner that a placement officer has to play a key role, take entire responsibility, don't give it to principal or the heads of departments. If we connect the industry official to HOD and leave it there, it may not happen. I have experienced that when I touch base with the industry official and then we give a contact with HOD. Over a period of 1 week when I asked what happened, the interaction has broken. So we need to be with the industry official, be with the HOD and the faculty, see that the interaction goes on. We need to also look at the industry contributions to the colleges in terms of, let's say, when the students do tech symposiums, they do some research work, they do some making of the fabrication of vehicle, for example, if they do go for SA India events, we need to get some funds from the industry. That's one thing. Getting industry people to the college for giving some guest lectures, better if we can ask some industry officials to stay on the college for at least 1 or 2 months, it take one full course. I know it's a big challenge for the industry, you don't have time for that, but I think it's required. If you go to the Western countries, there is a good connection with the industry and the institute. It's not there in India. Because we are working in silos. Industry says we have objectives of the business, the goal is there and we have to meet our targets. The engineering college has its own targets of completing syllabus and sending students outside. The connect is missing. I think that's where we need to focus. How do we connect industry institute? As morning, one of the experts was saying, it's all goes on discussions. We discuss in the morning time, go for lunch, then discuss, go for dinner. That's it. Then the matter closes. So hopefully, the discussion that we have here will go beyond, and we'll put this in a white paper saying that some more measures should be taken to ensure that the industry institute come closer enough for the benefit of students, for the benefit of the industry. Thank you.
Yeah. Correctly said by sir. In respect of time, I would like to conclude this panel discussion. We had some questions to be taken. Okay, we'll take 1 or 2 questions from the audience. Audience who would like to ask any question to the panel members, will take 1 question from the audience. Or I have some compiled questions from the audience when I was interacting with lunch sessions. So nowadays we hear a lot about design thinking and critical thinking and problem solving skills. So how industry can help the academia in order to work on such skills? So I would request any of the panel members who could address all these questions. Design thinking skills or critical thinking skills, problem solving skills for students.
See, design thinking and related things, if you look at it, all these things are old wines in the new bottle. Whatever thinking was required for a core engineering discipline, whether IT or other, they are the same today. How an engineer differs from a normal science graduate is just purely on the practical aspect. If you don't have those practical aspect inculcated into you, if you don't have that design thinking itself, you cannot become a good engineer. The key word being design and critical thinking. The point is, first part is that whether our aptitude itself is correct. We are clear on the basic mathematics. Are we clear on 9th and 10th standard mathematics? We know trigonometrical concepts, we know. If that is not known, what a mechanical designer is going to do with mechanics? So what I feel is that, as I said earlier, going back to fundamentals is the need right now, rather than getting straight into various buzzwords and other things. If our fundamentals are clear, you are ready for the industry and industry will gladly accept you. Industry is ready to provide you training. Even after recruitment, 2 to 3 months training, all industry does. Even Infosys does. The point is, whether for even to get that level, whether you are capable. So our core requirement is that we make students capable, we make them understand that design by first principles is the best way. You do that, all other things are just tools. You take Visual Studio, you take Salesforce Designer, you take any zero code, no code, that is the latest buzzword now. Whatever it is, you cannot become a good programmer if you don't know how to draw a triangular pattern using any programming language. If that you can do, any programming language you can learn in 2 months. So I think design thinking, more than that, we need to improve our understanding of basic concepts of science and maths.
Is anybody want to ask any question?
Questions from audience?
We'll go for a last question. Is anybody want to add any question from audience?
Yeah, we have one question.
Thank you very much.
It's not a question, a submission. It is, how do we handle the phenomena that we see every company that we visit? We find HRs welcoming the mechanical engineers for under NEEM scheme. So I am the one on one end raising their aspirations, teaching them design, teaching them, ergonomics and material engineering and all whatnot, and just to ask him to go take up a job that offers him 12,000 rupees per month. How to handle this? Is there a way out? In specific, since he is from government side, I would request Dr. Uma, sir, to address this if possible.
I will always, as a teacher, when I go to classes, I always tell my students, syllabus is only a guideline for us to learn, and it's only for the examination purpose. But I would urge all the students to look at the practicalities, applications of that in the industry, and then do some projects. We actually given a dedicated garage to students, where the students go and do the tinkering, do the welding, do the drilling, all those things. As a teacher, as an education institute, frankly speaking, we do not have any response to place a student in industry. We are supposed to make the students a good engineer with a practical knowledge on how to use the engineering principles to a job assigned to him. And if we go with the idea of I'm teaching, let us automobile engineering, you should go into automobile industry. I'm teaching refrigerant, you should go into refrigerant industry. It will not happen. So let's move from the mindset. We need to really ensure that we are rolling out engineers from the colleges with a bent of mind where they can apply the principles of engineering wherever they go. So that should be the motto, and let's not really bound ourselves into saying that I'm teaching this, but he's not applying that in the industry. So hopefully that gives some clarification.
Yeah, I will also add to what Chancellor is saying. So there is something, if the student, of course I can understand that many of the students getting 12,000 or 15,000 as a core engineer. See, the problem lies, you need to make him understand, or the student understand this point, that if it's his passion, one or the other day he will be successful. Okay, the day we start following our passion, we become successful. Okay, so it's him, he needs to understand how he is trying to take his journey. Because I always say, you will get success after some period of time, but you need to wait for that time to realize what was your passion. If you see on the Dayal itself, I think I have 2 engineers. I am an engineer, Anupam is an engineer. So we are engineers, okay? So, and we are in the HR fraternity. So we came to know, probably after a few years, that our passion is HR, right? And that's why now we are able to excel or get success here. So if you are able to understand what's your passion and why mechanical engineers or civil engineers, I would go to colleges and talk to them and make them realize also that first, if you have taken this, it's always because it was your passion. Just don't deviate because somebody else is getting a higher compensation from IT, Amazon is coming, or maybe MasterCard is coming, or Goldman Sachs is coming and giving X amount of salary. If that is your passion, you will follow your passion, you will ultimately get the success. Because success for you would not be the money, success for you would be what you have achieved in your life, what you wanted to do, maybe design a car or build a house or whatever you want to do in your life. So that's something really important for you to understand and get success. Of course, HR is not the highest paid salary, no? But then we are enjoying it, and that's the reason we are doing it. And we are hiring folks from our hands itself whom we are paying almost X amount of salaries. So we know, right? So if we start following the passion, he will feel he is a successful person. Okay? So that's the definition of success. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you. You would like to add something?
Sir, to answer your question, the objective of National Employment Enhancement Mission was linked to skill development, to enhance the employability and not the employment. I mean, when it is up to the student whether he would like to enhance his skills or not. Okay, the scheme was totally been misused. That is the fallacy, and that has given rise to the new scheme, and the NAPS has worked. Professor probably might put a better light on it. But still, it was a good scheme that has given a direct access to the students, to the industry. Thank you.
The panel discussion number 3, and I would request all the panel members to stand up for a group.